Okay, now we have our author and columnist of the Manila Standard, and this is the book he recently authored. Can we have a close-up of this? Reflections on Martial Law by Rod Kapunan. And anong letter P mo doon sa middle initial mo?
Perez.
Perez, okay. And Rod, of course, was a former martial law detainee. Ano? But despite that, he could look at the Marcos martial law period with objectivity and write about it critically and positively today. But before we go on discussing part of the book, Rod, you caught the last 5 minutes of the discussion a while ago.
Yes.
Obama's visit on the defense issue and on the trade issue. What are your reflections?
Before this morning, I was writing an article, preparing my article for tomorrow. And of course, it was Lacerda said that we just signed another agreement. We called it Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA. But one thing is that we forgot to resolve three issues with respect to our relations, military agreements with the United States. The first issue is the issue about the status of these agreements, whether we should treat it as a treaty or an executive agreement. Up to now, it remains unresolved. The second issue is the issue of jurisdiction. Up to now, we have failed to resolve whether we have jurisdiction over these American soldiers or to grant them immunity. That's the third. The third issue is whether we will truly achieve the objectives for which we signed this agreement. For instance, we signed this agreement because we are anticipating an aggression from China. But this kind of agreement, EDCA, was originally signed by us in 1954 under the Mutual Defense Agreement. That was at the height of the Korean War. That was in anticipation of the possibility that the Philippines will be invaded by the communists, but it never happened. Hindi rin nangyari yun eh. Ngayon, ano ngayon ang gusto natin palabasin dito? Pipirma na naman tayo. Una-una, hindi natin na-resolve nga kung treaty yan. Ay, importante kasi ang may interest yan na elevate yan sa treaty. Kasi pagka hindi treaty yan, napaka-lopsided. We are under obligation because our Senate ratified that under the Constitution. On the other hand, the United States Congress refused to ratify that. Ang effect niyan is that ang mag-execute sa kala, ang presidente lang. Tayo dito, ang Pilipinas, Republika, para accepted na natin. Ang problema ngayon, paano kung ang presidente ng Estados Unidos i-overrule ng United States Congress? Sapagkat ang nagdi-declare ng gera sa Estados Unidos, US Congress din. So what will happen to us? Nakatiwang-wag tayo. So we have an agreement that we cannot enforce. It is not similar to NATO where automatically there is that what we call retaliatory proviso. Na pagka nilusob ang isang kasali yan, lulusob ang Amerika kasi the United States ratified its membership with NATO with the approval of the United States Congress. Walang problema doon eh. Yung atin wala noon eh. Yan ang palaking problema. Ikalawa, hindi na-solve ng Kongreso hanggang ngayon yan. Nakatiwang-wang yan. Hindi ko alam kung bakit din. Ikalawa, ang jurisdiction. Na-resolve na yung jurisdiction na yan. Ibinalik natin. Huwag na natin tingnan na anti-American tayo. Tingnan na lang natin. Okay, punta kayo dito. Pero Diyos por santo naman. Magsabit naman kayo sa jurisdiction namin. Pinagtatawanan tayo. Sigaw tayo ng sigaw. Nobody's above the law. Nung binigyan natin sila ng immunity, di ba above the law yung mga tao na yan? Malaking insulto sa atin yan. Walang bansang gumagawa niyan. Kaya nagiging irritant yan. Ikatlo, we have to define our objective. Our signing, their latest signing with the so-called EDCA, was defined in Washington. It is pursuant to American Pivot Asia, not pursuant to our own interest. Ano ba ang interest natin dyan? That is the big question. Wala namang problema. Magkaroon, tawagin natin ng Estados Unidos, permahan tayo. Basta't maliwanag na ang ating layunin, nalulusubin tayo, o kaya talagang nandyan na yan. Wala naman nangyayaring ganun. Ang nangyayari, napapahigpit lang. Instead na marating natin ang gusto natin, na magkaroon tayo ng tinatawag na peace accord with the Chinese sa problema natin sa territorial claims niya sa China Sea, nagkakagulo dahil lang Amerika eh. Walang natutuwa sa atin na, ba't ba nandyan yan? Hindi naman tiga rito yan. That is basic eh. Kahit sinong tanungin mo, ba't nandyan yan? Even the Japanese alam mo nangyari kay Obama, embarrassing. Sa Japan, hindi natuwa ang Japanese. Kahit si Abe nakakampi na nila, hindi natuwa.
Na bakit? Anong dahilan sa sinabi?
Mukhang ano yata, ang hinahasong pag negosyo, samantalang si Abe, siyempre gusto na ipalamigin ng konti kasi ang local government ng Japan is anti-American. They voted to impeach, to remove the dismantled bases in Okinawa. Binabaliwala lang ng Amerikano yun dahil ang issue din doon, kagaya sa atin, jurisdiction din. Kung hindi mangyayari,
May
sabi
mga
ng mga
rape ng
Hapon, ganun din.
local
Ganun din. Kaya nga sabi lang, pero mabuti nga sila, nagkaroon sila ng jurisdiction doon. May nabilanggo ng mga Amerikano doon sa Okinawa, pero sa atin hindi nangyayari. Yun na nagiging problema. Well, lang, sinasabi ko lang yan kasi mahirap naman kung lagi na lang tayo basta sarado tayo anti-American. Wala rin problema basta magsabit kayo sa jurisdiction namin dahil dito pinaggangalandakan natin na nobody's above the law. Itong dayuhan na ito, kahit anong gawin, nakakaalis. Ano ba yan? Masyado nang isulto sa pagkatao natin yan. Yun lang.
And on the question of invasion, sino bang nag-invade sa Pilipinas? Di ba?
Yun na ang problema dyan eh. Sige.
Any reaction?
Malaking kuha nga, yung issue ng jurisdiction. Yung rape case lang na nangyari sa Pilipinas, di ba? Na kinuha ng US Embassy, yung kanyang marino, para madala sa kanilang embassy. So, nawala sa regional trial natin at napunta doon sa Ruas Boulevard.
Frankly, I would like to clarify that. That was not the case of waiver of jurisdiction. May jurisdiction na tayo. Niyurakan ng jurisdiction natin with the consent of the Arroyo government. He was already in jail. Anong ginawa? Pinasok din doon sa loob ng kulungan. Dinukot siya, pinalabas, dinala sa US Embassy. At pinayagan ng presidente natin yan na nakakulong ngayon.
Okay.
That's what I want to clarify.
So what is the picture of peace in the region with the US pivot? Anong reaction nyo?
Well, actually, I don't know what will happen because the Chinese are not really happy with that. We're not really pro-Chinese. Let us put it squarely. We're not pro-Chinese. We want peace in the region because it is for our own good. We create trouble in the region. Saan tayo pupulutin? Every businessman, it is similar to what happened in Ukraine.
So, ang interpretation ng iba is that China is aggressive and therefore that is a threat to peace. Is that, what's your reaction to that?
But let me clarify this. If the Filipino people truly understand what they are talking about, dapat nila, inaalaman nila na ang pinakamalaking utang sa China, Amerikano. Ang Amerikano nakikinabang sa China, 1.6 trillion na utang nila. Bakit hindi nila tanungin ng Amerikano, ba't kayo galit sa mga inchik, pero kayo utang kayo ng utang doon? Kayo, galit kayo sa amin. Kikipagkamayan lang kayo, suspityoso na kayo. Hindi ko malaman anong klase kayo, hindi naman kayo bakla, puro kayo siloso.
Sabi naman ni Obama, they are not here to counter China, they are not here to contain China. Is that true, you think?
Well, that's a political statement, but going back to that, we cannot really antagonize China, not because, as I said, we are pro-Chinese. We want to maintain good relations with them because we truly believe, we can develop with the help of the Chinese. We have been with the Americans for almost 100 years. Nothing has happened to us. I'm telling you that. Ang laki na. What the world doesn't know is that, alam mo ba, ang pinapautang ng World Bank, bukod sa pinakamalaking interest, ang nagpapautang sa mundo, mas mataas pa pinapautang ng China kaysa sa World Bank. Nobody knows that.
Mas malaki ang pinapautang
ng China, worldwide, kaysa sa World Bank. Ano yung World Bank na yan? Usurero lang yan eh.
Okay, any reaction, Sonny? You were nodding your head.
May punto si kasamang Rod, ano? Yung China ay malaking bansa din yan. At ito yung pinakamalapit sa atin eh. Ito makapalapit. At sa atin, sa Pilipinas, maraming dugong Chinese. So, yung posibilidad na makipaggera tayo o gigirahin tayo ng China, ay palagay ko ay hindi ganun kaigting.
Maraming galit diyan sa aggression daw ng China sa West Philippine Sea. Sabihin na natin, West Philippine Sea. But very few people are aware that, and I wrote about it twice na, and one of the significant items that came out is si Ricardo Saludo sa Manila Times, no, not Manila Standard, si Rick Saludo, who said the US, and I was the one specifically who cited the operational challenges the US engages in to challenge the UNCLOS and the Philippine claim that archipelagic waters are internal waters, where the country has sovereignty, Sinasadya nilang pumasok, lumabas through the archipelagic waters. Kaya yung Tubataha grounding of USS Guardian was such a case. And si Rick Saludo opined that kung nagbuntot ang Chinese vessels sa Kano at pumasok doon sa may Tubata Reef, anong sasabihin ngayon ng Pinoy at ng Kano? Violation ba yun? Kanino magagalit? Sa Chinese lang ba? O dapat yung Amerikano kinagagalit din ng Pilipino dahil hinahamon yung interpretasyon ng Pilipinas at ng UNCLOS on the archipelagic waters? Bakit pinipili lang yung sa Chinese, which actually is outside the Philippine archipelagic waters? Yan ang mga issue. General.
Ang nakikita ko rito, talagang pinalalaki yung issue ng China para takutin tayo at papasukin yung mga Amerikano dahil may interest silang pumwestiyo rito eh. They come in as a big brother,
Okay.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay. So now we are now ending our second part 2. Let's now go to the labor side. May Day, Rod, what was the book you wrote on labor contractualization? What was the title?
The book, Labor Only Contracting in a Cabo Economy. It was uploaded by many international book distributors. Worldwide. Worldwide.
So what was your thesis there? I remember you were telling me the
Well,
Philippines.
actually, labor only contracting is a new shade of slavery. That's what the one thing is that it affects so many aspects in the labor union. First, contractualization will definitely destroy the concept of trade unionism. That's one thing. The second thing is that permanently your salary will be pegged. Hindi ka na asenso dyan. Hanggang minimum wage ka, pumasok ka minimum wage, mag-retiro ka minimum wage. Kalawa yan. Dahil sa putol-putol ng security of tenure mo, it's either binabiolate yan, pati na rin yung tinatawag ng mga medical benefits mo, retirement benefits mo, nawawala yan, nalulusaw yan. Kasi for instance, any employee na lalong-lalo na kunting kaalaman, hindi na naklik-claim yung SSS niya, hindi na naklik-claim yung kanyang mga medical benefits and other benefits are accumulated benefits. Kung sabihin natin, nawawala yun. Third, it has become a syndicate. Simula nung mauso yung labor-only contracting, naglitawan dito yung mga labor service-only contracting. Ang kumita, hindi ang workers ang kumita, yung mga bagong sindikato, ang tawag ng mafia. Ginagawa yan, this is similar to what happened in New York and the United States at the turn of the century. Nung dumaming immigrants galing sa Europe, usually Italy, this mafia organization, sila nagpapasok. Ipapasok ka bata lang, may kalta sila sa bawat ulo.
Sino on top of that bagong mafia niya?
Di wala ngayon mafia, pero these are tinatawag na labor-only contract. Sila ngayon ang kumikita. Yung mafia nung araw.
Actually, I have people and friends who are involved in small and medium-scale enterprises. Umaasa sila dyan sa mga
Precisely,
labor contractors. Kasi
correct.
Actually, I explained this to Elmer Labog and to Sonny during a kapihan. Ang tinatamaan ng minimum wage are the small and medium-scale enterprises.
If you read my book, I have not read, I am now about to come out with another book on labor-only contracting, continuation with that. Maraming ayaw nito kasi ang second formula ko dyan, ba't hindi mo i-regulate ang wage? Sa akin, I'm willing that the wages of the employees, of the workers, should be deregulated, but strictly retain security of tenure. Gusto mo naman hindi natin pag hindi mo din-regulate ang wage, upward lagi ang movement yan.
Okay.
And the trouble with wage is that you never treated that as similar to a commodity na may supply of demand.
We have to take a break, and then the last part, we have a lengthy period to discuss all these. Okay, let's take this break.